Hey, so most new bookkeepers fail not because they can't do the work, but because they skip the real skills that actually builds a business. So let's break down the shortcuts to success that most people are overlooking inside this video. So, how to build a successful bookkeeping business in 2025, the skills that most people skip. So the main goal, okay, so when you're first getting started, your main goal, profit matters more than revenue. So most people will spend money way too quickly. And it's not that spending money is bad, right? It's just when you're first starting out, the only things you should spend money on are things that are going to have a lasting positive effect on you over time. So I'll give you an example. So for me, for example, I bought a course back in 2016, and it's still getting me results today. Like the stuff that I learned inside that course still give me results today, 11 years later, right? Versus a lot of people, they just buy one-time things that end up not really being able to stay with them. For example, they pay on ads. Now, the problem with advertising is if you pay for an ad, oftentimes as soon as you turn the advertising off, the flow stops. So it means you spent one time, you maybe get a return in like the next like 30 to 90 days, but after that, it's done. Versus you invest in yourself and your skill sets, and you can keep getting results because you never really lose the skill sets you invest in. Another example is like some people do like a mailing campaign. So in the beginning, there's always kind of people that are gonna like approach you, say, "Oh, you're a new business. You should get inside of our vanity metric thing. So you should be on our Chamber of Commerce wall of new businesses. You should go and advertise my restaurant, be on like our bulletin board. Oh, let's do this mailer campaign. I have a magazine, and this actually example happened to one of the students. I have a magazine, okay? If you want, you can actually put one of your advertisements inside of the mailer and stuff will be good. Okay, so in order to do that, so you have to pay 80 cents for the slot, 80 cents per mailer for the slot. And there's a minimum of 2,000 that you have to go and do. So well, it was no, it was I think she just spend it was like $4,000. I think she like send out 8,000 mail or something like that. It was some kind of I can't remember the exact number, but it basically came down to $4,000. I'm like, you spent $4,000 that they're asking you for a minimum, and you have no idea who are they mailing it out to. What is the historical response been? So do they usually get response from this? What is the demographic of the magazine? Is the demographic even in line with who you're trying to go seek after? So it's all these different things. If you spend that $4,000, that's gone like this. You might get like maybe one client out of that, but it's very unlikely and very hard to do. So I wouldn't take that kind of risk, right? And again, you just keep investing in revenue generating skills that make everything else you do more successful. Next thing, understand speed is power. So your biggest enemy is not knowing how long success will take. The reason why it's important is because the biggest struggle that people are actually going to face that it's not a tactic like how should I get clients, it's really doubt and discouragement, right? It's doubt because people oftentimes quit before the results come. It's, I don't know if I'm actually doing the right thing. I don't know if I'm moving forward. What if I talk to this person, they say no? Or I talk to this person, they said, no, I can't actually get clients. No one trusts me. No one wants to work for me. No one wants to move forward with me. Those are the things that you're really fighting against that stop 90% of people from actually continuing inside of any business over a certain amount of time. So instead, you have to learn how to move very quickly and move without hesitation and fear. Now, one thing that people actually do is they mistake planning for movement. So I see a lot of people where it's, oh, I'm planning to start 6 months from now. I'm planning to start. Bro, if you plan to start 6 months from now, by that time you probably would have just let the idea bounce around. You're like, oh, I don't think this can work because of this reason. You're not going to start 6 months from now. If you're not going to start now, you're not going to start in 6 months. So you might as well start now, cut out the planning and do active planning as you're working. One rule that I had in 2017 when I was like really growing the business was during the week, all I could do was activities that like move the business forward. So that's make content, talk to business owners, go after clients, do consultation calls. I could not do any strategic planning unless it was like Saturday or maybe like in the evening on Sunday. That was it. And I made more money than ever before. That shows planning is not the thing that caused you to be successful. It's the actual action and activity and how fast you can get there. So now the next thing is the first skill set you have to master is sales. Now, remember, this is a people-facing business. It's very similar to financial advising. It's very similar to being like a lawyer. It's very similar to be like, what's a good example? An insurance agent, right? So you have to learn sales in order to make things work. Hey, so kind of coming back to this. So the biggest skill I think that most people don't really understand is that in your first
Of a bookkeeping business, 90% of your job is learning people. Okay, it's not really learning the books per se. If you've had zero experience in bookkeeping, okay, cool. You can spend some time doing that. But as soon as you ready to start taking on clients, it's almost like bookkeeping and accounting skills had to get to a certain point, and then you just forget about all that because you have no clients. You have no clients. There's no one really to work on to use your skills on. So you have to start learning how to handle people. So number one is like, how do you understand what a business owner is focused on? A lot of people like say, "Oh, I don't know how to handle objections. If at the end of the call I give someone the price, they say the price is too high, I don't know what to do next." And in a lot of cases, what happens at the end of the call is a factor and a result of what you were focusing on during the beginning and middle of the call. Because if you hit the focal points and pain points that the business owners actually cared about, you would not need to objection handle because your price is generally going to be reasonable with the size and scale of the problem. For example, you're not going to charge someone $5,000 a month and all they have is 10 transactions. It's not going to happen, right? So you're going to have something that's proportional. So like a 5,000, excuse me, dollar per month client is going to be a sizable company, right? They're going to be doing like anywhere between 2 million, 3 million or more per year, right? So you have to really understand that. And the next thing is going to be like learning how to close sales confidently. A lot of people, when they're trying to get a business owner to see their point, the business owner says, "Oh, I don't want to work with you, or I need to think about it." And the bookkeeper immediately goes into, "You need bookkeeping, or you need this." And they basically turn it into an argument. So the conversation never really constructively goes towards you guys working together. It ends up being you versus the other person, which is not helpful for anyone involved because then they feel like they're fighting. If people feel like they're fighting with you, they're going to shut down and not make the decisions that you need them to do in order to successfully grow your practice. The next thing, after you learn how to really like talk to people in a way that's non-argumentative, you need to start learning how to present your service again in accordance to what are the main pain points they're already having. The better you get at this, the less objections and the less that you're going to have to change people's minds because you're going to know exactly like what to say and exactly how to get their attention in the most profitable way. And once you get that one-to-one sales mastery, it's going to lead to long-term success because then you can start backing into marketing, right? A lot of people are focused so much on marketing. Oh, how do I find my first client? What do I have to say? Where to go? Do I use social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, advertising? It's like that doesn't matter. As long as you know how you get it in front of a person, you can close 50% of the people you speak to. Every other marketing channel doesn't matter. It's just about which one do you actually like to do. For example, I do not necessarily like cold calling, right? But if I had no other choice, since I'm good at sales, I could make cold calling work. It's just that nowadays I don't choose to do that because I like social media more. So it's the same thing. But if I didn't like social media, I would do networking events. So it's like the marketing is secondary to your ability to sell and communicate with people. Okay, so what to do next? If you want help applying any of the stuff we've talked about today, book a call with me by clicking the link inside the description or the comment section below this video. Okay, what we're gonna do inside of our program is build a business faster and more predictably, and make sure you know exactly what you need to do in order to go and reach your goals in the shortest time period possible. Also, if money's a little bit tight right now, we do have payment partners available that you can basically partner with to get funded to get your foot in the door of the program so we can get off to the races and get you towards your goals. Okay, so if that's you. I'd love to see you on the call. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day. Talk to you soon.